Chairs No Waiting, episode number 226. Remembering Don Knotts, number 5. Two Chairs No Waiting is brought to you each week by the fine folks over at Weaver's Department Store. Drop by over at Weaver's and pick up some of your favorite Mayberry items. If you'd like to be reminded about things that happen over at Weaver's, head over to the Weaver's newsletter and click it, and you can head and check out all the stuff Weaver's has to offer. And he'll send you an email reminder every so often. Head over to weaversdepartmentstore.com and check it out. Two Chairs No Waiting is also brought to you by donations from listeners just like you. Executive producer of Two Chairs No Waiting, number 226, is Kenneth Junkin. Hello, everybody. I'm Alan Newsom, your host for Two Chairs No Waiting, and it's wonderful to be in Mayberry again. I look so forward to just spending time visiting about the Andy Griffith Show and our friends in Mayberry, and this one is no exception. We're doing our Remembering Don Knotts episode number 5. Now, the world lost our number 1 deputy back in February, on the 24th of February in 2006. But to celebrate the life of Don Knotts and his amazing character that he created, Barney Fife, Two Chairs No Waiting podcast has every year dedicated at least one episode of the podcast to him. And this year's no exception. The Andy Griffith Show Rerun Watchers Club member, Bart Boatwright, is he has a master copy of a special that was called the Andy Griffith Don Knotts Nabors Special from 1965. And he has the original. I've seen it. It's a big videotape or film or something. It's huge. It's I don't know. It's probably a foot across or long or more. It's a really big video tape or videotape. And he has that, and so he's had it converted so that he can see it and actually watch it. Because who has a video player to play something like that? Only TV stations had stuff like that. Well, he has a master copy, and as part of that special, Andy and Don appeared on the stage as Andy Taylor and Barney Fife, and it was they built a stage representation of the Mayberry courthouse and everything. They performed during the skit that you're going to listen to here. They performed the judo attack with the ruler where Andy comes at Don, and he doesn't do it right. So I hope you're going to enjoy hearing this scene and picturing in your head the action that you're going to be hearing. But this one case, you may want to head over to our twochairsnowaiting.com website and watch episode number 225. The Remembering Don Knotts number 5, the video version of this show, because you'll actually be able to watch this video, or you can just head over to our website at twochairsnowaiting.com, episode number 226, and click the link that'll take you directly to Bart Boatwright's actual video that he posted on YouTube, so you can see the raw video of this scene. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy this, and if there's any spots in here that I feel like I need to, I'll tell you what's going on so that the listeners, because a lot of you just listen to the show, will be able to keep up and enjoy themselves. So let's head over to the Andy Griffith, Don Knotts, and Jim Nabors special from 1965.
Just a perfect friendship when other friendships have been forgot. Ours will still be. Ours will still be. Ours will still be. Ours will still be.
What really sealed our friendship for me?
What was that?
Well, it was the day you swore me in as your deputy.
Oh, yeah, that was a long time ago. You know that?
You know what I appreciated the most?
What?
Well, it was the fact that you had your choice of a lot of guys,
Yeah.
And you wanted the best man available.
Yeah.
And, well, you picked me.
Well, let's face it, Barn. You're courageous, you're conscientious, you're trustworthy, you're intelligent, and you're modest.
That's right.
And you're always studying, keeping up on the latest police methods, you know? You're trying to improve yourself. You're a fine law officer, you know that? What was that?
Huh?
What was
this? That was judo.
Judo?
Yeah, I'm studying up on it.
No kidding.
I got a book on it there.
Instructions in Judo by Kino
Matsumara.
Huh. He's not from around here, is he?
No. He's from the old country. Now look here, listen to this. The practice of judo is not limited to seeking physical perfection. Through hard practice of judo, one will be able to cultivate courage and endure hardship. Now, Andy, what would you do if a man was coming at you with a knife and you was unarmed? What would you do?
Run?
No.
Scream?
No.
Faint?
No. Here, take this knife.
This ruler?
That's a knife.
Oh.
Just stand right over here.
Yeah.
Now, what I want you to do is I want you to run at me and try to run me through with that knife.
What if I run you through?
You ain't gonna run me through. I'm gonna defend myself.
Okay.
Now watch this.
Okay.
When I give you the signal,
Yeah.
come right at me.
Okay.
Run me through.
Right.
All right, here we go. Hey, up, ha, hold it.
And Don's doing all of his judo moves.
You gonna do all that to me?
Get out, all right?
Okay.
All right, get back there.
Okay.
All right, try and run me through now.
Okay.
Do your best.
Yep.
Hey, up, ha, hey, hooray. Let me loose, Ange.
What?
Let me loose. You did something wrong.
I'm sorry.
This time I want you to try the Komashita method.
Komashita?
It's like a dagger, see?
Yeah.
And you stab me
Down.
like that. Down.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you what I'm going to do.
Okay.
First, do it in slow motion, because I want to show you what I'm going to do.
Okay.
All right, now come at me and stab me.
Okay.
Hey, ha!
So Andy's moving slowly across the room, raising his hand with the ruler and stabbing downward at Don as he does a high block. Smiles at the audience.
Yes, that's a block.
A block?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now I just do this.
Uh-huh.
Now that's leverage.
Yeah.
Now no matter how big you are,
Yeah.
or how strong you are,
Yeah.
I force you right there.
Right down. It's good.
Now come at me hard.
Okay. Okay.
Give me that. Here, listen.
So now Andy's coming in full speed and stabs at Don and takes Don all the way to the ground. Pins him to the ground with a knife over his head there.
Let me up, Andy.
Oh. Did I do something wrong again?
Yeah. Yeah, you ought to read the book.
Listen, actually, you know, you don't really need that judo.
Huh?
You don't need that. You always got the old.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right, the old Roscoe.
That's right.
Yeah, as long as I got the old persuader, I got no problems.
Yeah. Don't take the gun out in the office.
Oh, come on, Angie, you kidding?
Don't take the gun out in the office. Guns can go off, you know.
Andy, I know how to handle this thing. I was showing Opie just the other day. You don't jerk a gun in and out of a holster. It's easy in, easy out, easy in, easy out. See? You know, I
Andy got up from behind the desk, walks over, reaches out his hand to Don, to Barney, to take the gun.
How many times I have to tell you to keep that bullet in your shirt pocket? You beat everything. You know that?
know, I'm sorry, Ange. I always seem to mess everything up.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even know why you keep me around here.
Well.
No, I mean it. I don't know why you don't just go and get yourself another deputy.
Well, don't talk like that. Just don't talk like that. I keep you around because you're a good deputy. You work hard. You do a good job for me and for the folks in town. And don't think we don't appreciate it, too. So just don't talk like that. But the main reason I keep you around is because you're my friend. I mean it, Barn. You're my closest friend. I don't know what this old office would be if you weren't in it. You're like a brother to me, you know that?
Don's
You're not going to cry, are you?
Oh, come on, are you kidding?
Don's back to the audience, and he's
I know
pulling out
how
his handkerchief.
high-strung you are.
I'm fine.
You know, for a cop, you really get emotionally involved. You all right? Want to sing a song, make you feel better? What would you like to sing about?
I don't care.
Want to sing about our friendship?
Yeah.
Friendship, friendship, just a perfect blendship. When other friendships have been forgone,
Ours will still be. Ours will still be. Ours will still be. Ours will still be.
That was awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a just a little bit of TV history there that I really do hope you enjoyed. Wow, you don't see too much of that, and that was like an entire new scene from the Andy Griffith Show we never seen. Of course, Barney and Andy singing is a little out of character. Mayberry's not usually a musical, but I hope you really did enjoy that. That's wow, I tell you. It's just an amazing thing to see and to just watch those guys doing that. So, all right. So let's see here. We've got a voicemail that came in from one of our listeners, John Lane. Now, John Lane has a podcast called Goober Says Hey. Goober Says Hey podcast over at johnlanepodcasts, plural.org. And so let's hear what John's got to say, because he wrote a really nice thing over at the Facebook page for Mayberry After Midnight, I believe is where it was. But he'll tell us that as we go through here. So let's hear from John.
Hello, Alan. This is John Lane from the Goober Says Hey Mayberry podcast at www.johnlanepodcast.org. Now, I want to read you something on behalf of Don Knotts' death, who died. Don Knotts died 7 years ago, and I posted something in Mayberry After Midnight, and so I would just like to read that. So, 2,557 days ago, Mayberry had its own 9/11. We lost one of our greatest friends, Mr. Don Knotts. Don helped us laugh. He helped us enjoy the Andy Griffith Show. He and Andy had perfect timing. They did it together. Don was a one-of-a-kind man. Andy was always there for Barney whenever he messed up. Don was Barney. He helped make this a wonderful show that we all loved and cherished. He played Barney so well that when Bob Sweeney or any other director would say action, Don would become Barney until the director said cut. Don was so good at comedy that Andy Griffith once said in an interview, the second episode was called Manhunt, and I knew by that episode that Don should be the comic and I should play straight for him. That made all the difference. Then Mayberry became a living town. We had all the comic characters that came on, and I played straight for all of them. So Mayberry really was the star of the Andy Griffith Show. How about that? Andy had several comedy monologues, including What It Was Football. He had been the star in several motion pictures, a few being comedy, and was loved by the nation, and Andy lets Don be the comedic character. Andy let Don have the comedy role, and that he should play the straight man role. Not just to Don Knotts, but to Howard McNear, Jim Nabors, George Lindsay, all of these great comedic characters. Ladies and gentlemen, that reason made it one of the top 10 TV shows ever. I love the show to death, and I would like to say 75% of the reason why is Don Knotts. Barney would read poems with Opie to Helen, or help him get into a vocational school, or what. He would sing horribly, and we would crack up like we do in Barney and the Choir. I could go on and on. There's Convicts at Large, where Don was so good in that episode, and so was Howard McNear. There was the Big House, where Barney kept giving the prisoners this "Here at the Rock" speech. And of course, there was the Pickle Story, where Opie, Andy, and Barney tried to eat all of Aunt Bee's Some cucumbers. I could go on and on, but I do have one last thing to say. Rest in peace, Don Knotts, a one-of-a-kind man. Mayberry says thanks and happy motoring. Thank you for all of these lines and memories of you from the Andy Griffith Show. And attaboy, Don.
Attaboy, Don. That's right. So, hey, John, thanks for calling and or actually emailing me that file. That's a great tribute to Don. And there was a little bit I cut out of that, but if you'd like to hear it, you can head over and listen to Goober Says Hey number 8. If you head over to John Lane, it's JOHNLANE, podcasts, plural.org, you can go and listen to episode 8, and he's got that, plus I'm sure more on the episode. So John's just started that podcast, and he is improving with every episode. So, John, keep it up. It's great to have you. Kevin Burke and I are glad to have another Mayberry person out there and trying to just spread the joy of Mayberry to everybody, because there can never be too much Mayberry in this world. And thank you to Don Knotts for all the wonderful memories you've given us over the years. Folks, there's podcasts from years past, 4 previous ones actually, remembering Don Knotts. So if you'd like to, you can look at our episode listing on our website. If you go to twocairsnowaiting.com, there is a episode listing up in the top. You'll see it right there in the list. And you can just go there and search, or you can probably just type into the search and say Don Knotts. Remembering Don Knotts would probably work. And you will be able to find all the episodes that were about Don, and you can listen to them yourself, because there's a lot of Mayberry out there in this world. You just got to go and look for it. Speaking of that, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, talking about Weaver's Department Store, many people didn't know there's a Weaver's Department Store newsletter. And you can subscribe to that, and so that you get merchandise update whenever Mr. Weaver puts out a newsletter. Now, the newsletter comes out every other month, and it's the month opposite of the e-bullet that the Andy Griffith Show Rerun Watchers Club puts out. So if you'd like to stay up to date on all the goings-on around Mayberry, because it not only has merchandise update, it also has cast and crew information. As you go down the list, you'll find it. And you'll be able to find anything new that's going on at Floyd's Barbershop Bulletin Board. It shows up there in the Weaver's newsletter as well, with all the special new events and stuff that are going on, plus a little bit of cast and crew news. There's always news of that as well in the Weaver's newsletter, just like the e-bullet. And sometimes it's slightly different because it's a month off. So if you'd like to stay up to date on all the goings-on around Mayberry, sign up for not only the e-bullet, but also for the Weaver's Department Store newsletter. And you'll get one in your mailbox every month instead of just every other month. And I've fallen down on my job, I guess, is helping Mr. Weaver sponsor a sponsor of the show here, spread the word that that's out there. So I definitely want to encourage you. And there's all kinds of wonderful things out there about Don, too. So head over there and look through weaversdepartmentstore.com and pick up some great stuff about our favorite deputy, Don Knotts. Well, folks, that's all I have for you tonight. So I want to invite you to give me a call at 888-684-8415, or send me an email like John did with an attachment. Even is even better. He sent me an email with an MP3 file. Send it to me at floyd@imayberry.com. Drop by over at twocairsnowaiting.com and leave me a message there, or drop by over at twocairsnowaiting.com and leave messages in the show notes. There's all kinds of comment areas there as well. Folks, I love hearing from you, because that's my connection to Mayberry, just like yours is listening to this show. So definitely want to hear from you. And you guys have a great week in Mayberry. And go out there and remember Don and have fun. We'll see you guys next week on Two Chairs No Waiting. Night, everybody.